Episode 7, Little Roddy, Budding Shoeshine Entrepreneur. Earning money for a kid in the late 40s and early 50s was not easy. I learned about one money-making gig, shining shoes, from Earl Carter, the only black kid in our neighborhood. We had diversity even then, but we did not make a big fucking deal about it. He told me that some of his black pals from the coast, the adjacent black neighborhood, were making big bucks shining shoes on Sunday mornings in Central Square in Cambridge. So one Sunday, I went to 6 o'clock Mass at Blessed Sacrament and then did a reconnaissance and financial analysis of the shoeshine industry's potential. Today, Harvard MBA candidates spend lots of money and many years learning how to do that. What I saw was a few black kids set up with shine boxes at all entrances to the subway kiosks on both sides of Massachusetts Avenue. People at that time dressed up for Sunday church services. Many men taking the subway to church in Boston would stop and get a shine every Sunday. The only supplies needed were black, brown, and oxblood polish, rags for polishing, and a brush for brown and one for black. The going rate was 25 cents, but we were often given a $50 or a quarter tip. Sometimes a customer would give the kid $1 and tell him to keep the change. I figured these kids were knocking down about $15 every Sunday morning. This looked like easy money to a 10-year-old kid. So how did I get into this business? I said to myself. Well, I had money from my newspaper efforts, and see other podcasts for that, for the polish and the brushes also. I did not have a wooden shoe shine box with an angled footrest on top. My cousin Kevin Donahue was living with us at the time. His father had recently died young, and his mother, Aunt Alice, and Kevin were living with us. So 8 kids and 3 adults in our 5-room flat. Tight quarters, eh? He was an only child and spoiled rotten. He was a year older than I. He got a weekly allowance from his mother and had money for pinball machines, pool rooms, comic books, and ice cream. Things I got only by working. And he had a shine box that he never used. It was sharp. It was fat, about 12 inches wide, 12 inches high, and 12 inches long. It had a prominent footrest and wide white strap attached to the top sides so you could sling it over your shoulder. It was painted black and yellow, a real beauty. I offered to buy it from him. No, he said. I offered to rent it from him. No again. I offered to go into partnership with him. We would use it on alternate Sundays. No again. Finally, being exasperated and frustrated, in a shrewdly worded question to my mother, I asked if she knew where I could get a box like Kevin's. She asked me if Kevin used his. When she found out that he did not, she talked to her sister, my Aunt Alice. Kevin's mother got immediate results. Solomon-like, Aunt Alice forced her little darling Kevin to cut the box in half. He kept the best half, but I got my shine box free. All I did was add a plywood side and a footrest, which was just nails and scrap wood. But that was the easy part. In the shoe shine business, the toughest early bird got the sweetest spot. On the first Sunday, early in the morning, I set up in Central Square. I had my first fist fight when one of my competitors arrived and found me doing business in what he thought was his spot. I won that fight. He set up near me, and I had location, and location. Hawking my wares came easy to me with my loud "Shine Mistah" heard by all potential customers who walked by. That first Sunday, I made over $20. I think I regularly got more tips than my black competitors from my black customers. Maybe there was a subtle status reversal going on. I certainly didn't care. I had found Valhalla on earth. It was pissa, as a Boston team term for terrific. That day, Mother gave me $10 out of my earning, which was a huge raise for me. I was ordered to put some of it in a bank account that she had opened for me earlier. Each Sunday, I would arrive earlier than the other kids and grab the best spot. Almost every Sunday, I would be challenged by black kids and would fight mostly with epithets and threats. "I'll kick your ass." "Oh yeah? Try it. Your mother wears combat boots," etc. I really lost those verbal battles and had the best spot most of the time. Those kids had been murphed. Some commercial observation from a 10-year-old entrepreneur. Black men were always dressed to the nines on Sunday. They were the best customers and they gave the biggest tips. Showmanship was important for tips. The black kids were better at spit shines and snappy patter while loudly snapping the rag during polishing. But I learned how to do that also. I learned that Easter Sunday was the best business day, but most important was to get the best location, and location. Thank you for viewing or listening to my podcast episode. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, and if you so choose, I ask you to send a good review and perhaps refer friends who might be interested in this podcast series. Again, my thanks.